Welcome to Real McCoy Radio, here with one of my good friends and longtime colleagues, I guess you could call us, TJ Clark.
Hey, what's up, Greg? Hey, everybody. Excited to be here.
Yeah, man, happy to have you. TJ is a longtime buddy of mine. We have a pretty diverse history. We've worked together. We've had some adventures as buddies. We've been training partners over the, a few times on and off. So. Yeah. Should be a fun combo.
Yeah, we go way back.
Maybe, and why I wanted to have you on the show specifically was, you're one of the few personal trainers that I know that's taken that leap from personal trainer to gym owner, which is kind of, at least from most of the trainers I've talked to, is a lot of trainers' dream. Doesn't always get followed through with for a lot of reasons. It's not an easy business to be in.
It's definitely not an easy business to be in. I've made that comment several times. If you want to own a gym, don't. But
it's it's in us though, right? Like we can't not.
Yeah, I said that before because I owned a gym before I met you. That's that one. I stopped that, and that's whenever I met you, and
it's
I said I would never do it again. Yeah, and that worked. That worked well, and I'm still thinking that might be the best thing. No, it's good. You learn a lot, and it's like you said, it's in us, I think.
Yeah. Just for a quick funny story. So.
Shit.
Yeah. No, I've had a lot of opportunities to learn like what kind of guy you are. Like you are like one of the most like not quit, hard to kill dudes I've ever met in my life. But I want to take us back to a point where we were supposed to be out having a good time, and I almost killed you, which would be my bachelor party.
Yes. And it's not what you think. Yeah. It wasn't a drinking binge. I wish it would have been.
You wish, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'll go to your bachelor party.
So I invited TJ and some buddies to my bachelor party, which I wanted an adventure. That's what I wanted. And so we went down to Big Bend National Park and did, 35 miles?
Yeah, 35, 36, something like that.
In 3 days. We almost got lost in the dark in the desert.
Gosh.
I was really afraid you're going to have a heart attack halfway through day 3.
Yeah, it was, I was a little concerned.
Yeah. And you, of all people, were jabbing me the most about why we weren't at the strip club. Yeah.
It's a bachelor party. Who does this?
Yeah, but you finished, which was awesome, and it was a one of my best life memories. So
yeah, it was an awesome time and memory, but God, it sucked. Like it was to be so fun, it was awful.
Quick funny story. I had to bring that up. All right, well, let's dive into it. You are trainer turned gym owner. We're going to provide, some tips and value to those trainers that would like to become a gym owner. So let's start. Like you've got a variety of jobs. You're a personal trainer. Obviously, you're a contest prep coach, which I feel is kind of even a separate job in its own. You're a gym owner. Tell us a little bit about like your current business model and how you got to that point.
It's constantly evolving, and I think it has to. Like you said, you have to wear a lot of hats, especially until you make it, and I'm still trying to make it. Yeah. It starts with personal training. That's where we all start. Like you said, people start training, and then they get the idea they want to own a gym. I say don't do it, but there's opportunities out there, and I think it can be really awesome. But just know it's not an easy task. But I have to balance the gym business with personal training, especially right now. I'm supplementing my income with that. I still do the contest prep coaching, not like I did before, not quite the volume of clients, but like I said, right now it's just a supplemental income. But my gym business model, that's what's evolved the most. I've done more small group training. That's a big thing in a lot of the gyms now, and I think that's a great business model. I don't do the training myself. My trainers, they do the training, and it's, I think, a little more bang for your buck. Training gyms, I think, are a great way to make a decent living if you want just a gym to make some money. But I'm looking at a bigger scale. My goal right now, my business model is to duplicate what I'm doing. Currently in the process of relocating. I have a gym in Rockwall, Texas. It's about 9,000 square feet. We recently downsized.
Okay.
Just to expand.
Sure.
So I'm moving locations. We just started the build out. Really today we're starting. So we're going to 70,000 square feet, and it's not, there's several models you can go with. And I think our biggest thing is we're not a high volume, low cost. We're not a high cost like luxury gym. We're kind of a hybrid, and the biggest thing, and I learned this from you and working with you over the years, it's culture, and that's what we can offer that a lot of gyms can't.
Sure. So
we're a good mix of personal training, small group training, and then just a badass gym.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
So like, how do you, if you were to put it in percentages, like how much time do you spend on your training business versus the gym business?
So you caught me at a really tricky time because it's transitioning. I do probably 15, 20 hours a week of training, which is more than I want. I'm trying to cut that back. And it varies depending on contest prep season. That can be a few hours a week to almost a full-time job in itself. Yeah. And then the same with the gym business. I have a good manager in place right now, which helps a lot. But it's, as we're expanding, that's kind of moving forward going to be my focus, is working on the expansion, getting the systems implemented so we can duplicate. And that's another thing is I'm expanding my current location, but I'm also in the process of buying another location. So we're going to be
one expansion and a second location.
At the same time, which is a smart thing to do.
Yeah. You do business sarcasm. Like you train legs.
Yes, we go hard.
Jump in over your head and
we're gonna do
hope we survive.
Yep. You got to burn the boats. Just go for it, and you have no choice but to make it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like your bachelor parties.
Let's backtrack a little bit. Bring us along kind of how you got to where you are. And I know your journey starts before we met.
Right.
And then we did probably 7 years together, something like that. To the point where you bought Legends.
Man, there's been a lot of change. I was in the military. I got out of the military, went back to college, and a great part-time job in college was personal training. It was decent money. Hours were flexible. You couldn't find another part-time job that made that kind of money. And of course, it's my passion. So I graduated college I was going to be a teacher and coach, and I was doing well at training, decided I can try to make it at this. Worst case, I'll just go back to, teaching and coaching. Had the opportunity to own a gym. I did that. I did the training. I worked for Gold's. I did some management there. I was like an assistant manager, moved up to manager, and then went independent after that. And then I went and bought my own gym. And that was okay. It was a good experience, but there was some personal issues, some life issues. Sure. So I decided to get out of that, and that's whenever I met you. I went to Metroflex in Plano to focus on my personal training career and my bodybuilding career. Where else to do it but Metroflex?
Sure, man.
So
you just kind of showed up one day and never left.
Yeah, I do that.
You were kind of like, "Hey, I'm TJ," and then now here we are.
Yeah. Several years later.
Yeah.
But yeah, the training there was great. I think it was a really successful training career there to destination. I was making good money, probably the best money I've made. I mean, there was times I'd make $20,000 a month, and things were good.
Yeah.
And then I talked with Greg and kind of came on board. Instead of being independent, I started working with Greg as a manager at Destination, which was a great experience. I
think we both learned a lot in that experience.
I think we did too. It was a huge pay cut, but it was
me too.
It was a sacrifice, and I thought for the experience and the potential growth, it was great. And I learned a lot. I think every experience you learn, whether it's good or bad, and there was a lot of good. And there's always some bad too.
Sure, man.
But I wouldn't be here today, and I wouldn't be able to do the things I'm doing now without doing that. I think helping at Destination definitely set me up to be where I'm at now.
And I always felt really good about that, because I know what you did to become the GM was a cut for you. It was obviously a risk for me as well. But to see you gain those skills and kind of build a community around yourself. And then to be able to take that to your own gym, for me, was probably one of the more rewarding things I've done. Yeah. Just so you know.
That's cool. I appreciate that.
It was awesome. For me to go tour your gym after you left Destination was it was a cool moment.
Yeah. It was awesome. I mean, it was great, and thank you. I couldn't have done, a lot of the stuff I've done without you. You've given me a lot of opportunities, so I appreciate that. But it's, the reason for leaving Destination and starting Legends was it changed. I mean, the reason I left was totally different than, why I'm there now. And there's a lot of personal issues that go into that, what's changed.
Sure.
But it's all changed for the better now. The business model is better. It was supposed to just be a stepping stone to relocate. And, that changed. I'm still in Rockwall, and, things are different now, but they're better in a lot of ways. The business is better.
Yeah, man. All right. So how would you say, like, I think one of the biggest things that why this jump becomes possible is because of the synergies between those jobs. Yeah. Like, you are, a trainer that gains a ton of momentum. You've got a ton of people that, really like you and what you represent. And then you bring that community is, kind of the wood to the fire of the gym. So talk a little bit about the synergies of these, these multiple hats that you wear.
Yeah, I mean, it helps a lot. They feed off each other. Obviously, if you have a great gym with great members, it's going to make you a better trainer. If you're a better trainer, it's going to make your gym better. And then a contest prep coach just fits right in with that. Definitely, I think they all kind of fuel each other. It's something where, if you're better at one, it's only going to help the other.
Sure. And I've found, I mean, I was personal training, independent with no gym for a year. And man, damn, is it easier to get clients when you own a gym?
It is. It really is.
Like, now I'm turning them away.
Yeah.
For a while there, I was like, man, what's going on? Like, I can't heat this thing up.
Yeah. No, it does help. People, I mean, they like to train with the owner. It's a status thing, and people like that.
It gives you a lot of credibility,
obviously,
in that environment.
It does, absolutely. And it's, I think the longer you're in the gym business or as a gym owner, it only gives you more credibility, but at the same time, it gets harder as the gym grows. And you went through this. You were a trainer and gym owner, and then you couldn't train anymore.
Had to stop.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at right now is through this transition. And another thing, I mean, this is off topic, but along those lines, I'm sure it was really hard for you, and I've had to go through these cuts a few times. It's hard to break these relationships.
Yeah, you mean the world to those people.
Yeah, that's when I took the position as GM at Destination, like, I had to break up with these people that I had built relationships with for years. So it's really hard to do that.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you've seen those people sometimes come back.
Yeah, they do.
So whenever you get back into training, it's good to build those relationships, and sometimes you can rekindle that relationship.
Yeah, and I don't know what you're gonna do if you have to totally step away from training with your expansion plans or whatever. But I know I certainly that was a big chunk of what made me happy.
Yes.
Was changing people's life with fitness. That was really why, I wanted to be a gym owner in general.
Right.
So I at least promised myself up until this point that I'll never not have, at least some kind of footprint in the training space.
And I think that's good because it keeps you in the business. And I think the business does a lot better when you're more involved and you have that kind of footprint there. Whenever you step away, I think investors or absentee owners, it doesn't have the same effect. People like to see the owner. They like to see the owner on the floor. So, and I'm with you as far as the passion goes. Like I've often said, if I ever win the lottery, I'm still going to work. I'm still going to train clients. I'm going to be really selective on who I train. Sorry, some of you people are getting cut.
You 5 a.m.ers, man. See you later.
You can come at 10:30. But yeah, it's what I love, and I think that's really important.
Yeah.
This is a grind, man. It's to run a gym, to own a gym. It's work. Mm-hmm. So you have to have something that that keeps you happy.
Yeah, it pumps up your energy meter.
Yeah, for sure.
So one thing I wanted to touch on about that, on that same topic was, I don't know where the quote came from, but somebody said no matter what kind of business you're starting, if you want it to be successful, you should be able to really picture the faces of your first 100 customers.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you're going from personal trainer to gym owner, there's no better way to, all right, these are, my 100 people. These clients, these former clients, the friends of these clients that you've met, that's going to be the base. And if you've got a base, like you have someone to work with, you can go from there.
Yeah, that for sure. That's that definitely makes it a lot easier. I mean, I just can't imagine just going just from scratch, like saying I'm going to go open a gym. I think, like you said, you trained for a year before, and I trained before I stepped into gym ownership. I think having that base definitely helps. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was looking at our questions here. So this is, like we said, a popular question from personal trainers is how can they open their own gym? So we've kind of touched on it already, but what advice would you tell that trainer that's looking to get into gym ownership? Maybe they're shopping for space or putting a business plan together. What do you tell that person?
Be ready to work, for one, and just know it's not all glamour. Just because I own a gym, so a lot of times people think if you own a business, you have a lot of money, and that may be the case at some point.
Where's the Ferrari, man?
Right?
You own this place, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I own this place. There's no Ferrari.
Yeah, that's the reason I don't have a Ferrari. Yeah, I think just know that it's a grind, and know that it's work, and make sure you get a mentor, get somebody that's been there, and talk to them. Ask questions and let somebody learn from somebody else's mistakes. Sure. And that's where, I had a benefit of, going through, Metroflex and Destination and owning a gym prior. I made a lot of mistakes then. I made a lot of mistakes with Legends, and that's why in the next phase I'm gonna correct a lot of those. I think be careful making the leap. If you're really successful at personal training, sometimes maybe that's where you need to be. Yeah. Not everybody's a gym owner. It's not, like I said, it's sometimes if you're stepping away from, $200,000 a year job to own a gym, make sure you're the right person for it. Another thing is, and this is another direction I'm going with the business. It's, you want to own something, right? It's great to own a business. It's great to own the equipment, but where I want to be is I want the real estate portion. So that's where I'm looking to go from here. Is these are these two gyms that one I'm about to have are the only leases I want to have. From then I'm building, and then you have an investment. So I think if you have the opportunity to do that from the get-go,
save my ass.
Rather than
I wouldn't have Hidden Gym had that we not made the real estate move that we did. I mean, selling the building that Destination occupies was what made Hidden Gym possible. Right. Had I just relied on exiting the business, there's no way I'd be where I'm at.
You'd be a trainer at my gym. Or
homeless.
Likely.
With a sign outside. Yeah. We'll train for food.
Right, we do that.
We'll flex for food.
Yeah. Don't get into that. We know some people that have done that. But yeah, the real estate thing I think is great. Think about it. You're paying, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 a month for a lease when, that could go towards a really big investment.
Sure.
So, that's not always possible. But
that brings me to my next question, though, because that's like, usually when I talk to trainers that are kind of fishing, looking to go in that direction, is about funding. Yeah. Any advice you could give on funding the gym, whether that be the equipment or the real estate or whatever? Yeah,
there's a lot of options. The real estate is a really good one. If you talk to a lender, if you have real estate, if you have land there, it's a lot easier to get funding. That's equity, or that's what's the word I'm thinking of?
That you can leverage from
that's what the heck's the word I'm thinking of?
It'll come to us.
We sound like bodybuilders right now. But you want collateral. That's what I'm thinking of. It's collateral. Because used gym equipment's not worth anything.
It sure is expensive when you buy it, though.
It is. Even used equipment is expensive. We were talking about that before we came on here. It's ridiculous.
And then you can't give it away.
No, you can't. Greg's trying to give me a piece, and I don't want it. But yeah, the real estate's great as far as some type of collateral. This is something we could both attest to here. Something to be really cautious about is business partners. Sometimes it's great. Just be careful. Sometimes it's a really good opportunity. Maybe it's someone that has the finances to do it, and they can help you out. But you have to be careful. I would say if you're going to work with a partner, definitely have a partnership agreement and make sure that everything is really clear and have exit strategies for both of you.
Have someone on your behalf look over it.
Yeah, get a lawyer for sure.
That only represents you.
Yes, yeah.
Not to look over the deal that says like, hey, TJ, this is what this means for you. If this goes bad, this is what this means for you.
Yeah.
Sounds basic, but like if you skip that step, it's expensive and it's not exactly like in the moment. You don't want to, shell out that coin, but good God, is it worth it?
Yeah. And it's something where even if you're friends, like if you're friends, then you'll understand. Like you might as well protect yourself. And then it saves you too, so you don't have to argue because you are friends. You want to keep that relationship and keep that friendship. If you have it in writing, and then there's no argument. Like, hey, we said when it comes down to this decision, I'm the one that makes this decision. Or when it comes down to finances and we split, this is how we do it. So I think that's a really good sound piece of advice.
Yeah, no, I totally am with you on that one. Switching gears for just a second. So, obviously, if you want to be the personal trainer that becomes the gym owner, you need to have a pretty banging PT business.
Right.
What do you think sets trainers apart? Like, you are a successful trainer. You employ trainers, probably been in the position to give trainers advice. What do you tell the trainer to help them set themselves apart?
I think first thing when you start training, it's kind of like gym ownership. Know that it's work. Like nobody's going to come to your door and knock on your apartment door or house and say, "Hey, will you come train me?" So I've given this advice a lot. Be at the gym. Whenever I first came to Metroflex, I'd be up there at 5 a.m. and I would train clients and I'd sleep
Work
on
the
that
desk,
on that dirty couch. And anybody that's at Metroflex Plano knows what I'm talking about.
The Navy one.
And then be there, talk to people, and that's going to help. And then my biggest thing is results. Like if you're going to be a trainer, the best thing you can do is get results. And it's personal training's not just about training somebody. I mean, we're psychologists, psychiatrists, and it's a relationship. So know that goes into it and build relationships.
Jeff and I were just talking about this. So we did his segment called 6-Figure Personal Trainer, and we were talking about that. And, most of the session is conversation.
Oh, yeah.
So, he was, studying current events and doing these things to be a better conversationalist because that's a lot of your job.
It really is. It's relationships.
Yeah.
And you're going to hear a lot of stuff you probably don't want to hear. You're gonna learn a lot about people, but it was like when we were talking about breaking up with our clients. It's a relationship, and you spend 3, 4, 5 hours a week with these people. You do that.
That's a lot more than time that I spend with family members and friends.
A lot of times, yes, it is. Other than maybe your significant other, who else do you spend 5 hours a week with?
Yeah.
It's and do it for years.
Yep.
Sometimes a year, 2 years, 5 years. You get to know a lot of people, a lot about a person. So I think building those relationships is really good, though, and the better personality you have, and the better you can get along with people, the more successful you're going to be. So if you can be a kick-ass person with a kick-ass personality and get results, you're going to be fine on personal training.
Yeah. What generally has been your number one source of leads for new clients as a trainer?
Word of mouth.
Yeah.
I think hands down referrals, and that comes back to results. Like if I train you, Greg, and get you ready for a show, and you're ripped and you win,
I'm going to tell somebody.
Yeah, and people are going to see it, and they're going to say, "Hey, what are you doing?" "Oh, I'm training with TJ," and they come train with me. So I think that is great. Social media right now is, for training or for my gym right now, it's the only marketing I'm doing. Mm-hmm. It's where it's at. So get on social media. I hate it. Yeah. God, I hate social media. But you have to do it, and I constantly strive to get better at it, and I suck at it, just to be honest. But get on social media, and then if you get results, word of mouth, I think it's been the most benefit for me. That's where I've gotten the majority of my.
I totally agree. I mean, I think you have to deliver results. It doesn't matter how good at marketing your personal training business you are. Like, the results are what you should use to market with.
Yeah.
And you're going to make that second generation jump from 5 clients to 10, because if you make those 5 clients great, they're going to bring in twice as many.
Yeah, and I tell a lot of people that too. Like, once you get the first 3 or 4, then you start rolling. It's hard to get those first few, but then it kind of starts to snowball. And another thing is attrition. Like, it's when you get clients, keep them, build those relationships and keep them, because that's kind of your base. It's the same for the gym business. If you can focus on not losing clients, then you don't have to worry about getting new clients. And it's the same if you ever get into the gym industry. Spend 80% of the focus on attrition rather than getting new people. Because if you can keep the people you have, then you don't need as many new people.
It's cheaper that way too.
It's way cheaper that way
than to try to attract new ones. But I think that too, and to touch on, about the long-term relationships, it can be easy. Like, you get so comfortable with these people, you can kind of fall into the trap to start treating them like friends.
Yes.
And not maintain a business relationship with these people. And if that's a slippery slope. If that starts to fade, I'm sure I learned that lesson the hard way early on.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've done the same.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And it's so tough. It's another thing where you kind of get things in writing. It's really good to have contracts as far as cancellation policies, things like that. So you know, and you have it in writing. Definitely get paid up front, even if it's from your friends. And then once you get into it, if they're really your friends, they'll understand. And you know this. Everybody always wants to come work out for free at your gym, or they want workout advice. And I tell people, like, okay, you're a car salesman. Can I go have a car for free? Or you work at Walmart. Can I go, get my jasmine rice for free?
Yeah.
No, it's my livelihood. So I would just have that conversation up front with your friends if you're going to train them, and just say, and I tell people this, and it's true, I would charge my own mother to train her. Like, it's an accountability thing.
I totally agree with that. And sometimes it's not even about the money. It's about your own results. Like, if you don't put anything into this, you're definitely not getting anything out.
Yeah.
You need something on the line.
And the same thing as far as a trainer, if you're not paying me anything, and this guy's paying me $1,000 a month, like, and it comes down to like, okay, I need to reschedule somebody today. Yeah, sorry, I'm gonna keep the guy that's paying me.
Yeah.
So it's good on both ends. And then this is a field that's hard to stay professional in.
Yeah.
I think it's really important to do so, but it's hard. You start building relationships and have friends, and things can get inappropriate. You cut up, but just there's a fine line there. So keep things as professional as possible, especially when you're in the gym and in the session. And you can go out on Friday night and be inappropriate if you want, but try to keep it professional in the session, and your friends will appreciate that over time.
Sure, yeah, totally agree. All right, switching gears a little bit. You still compete in bodybuilding at a very high level. At the same time that you're, coaching and training and owning the gym. Is that distracting to you, or do you feel like that there's synergy there? How do you manage all of that?
Dude, I'm getting fucking old. Let me tell you that about competing at a high level. Like, I'm competing at a high level if I can stay healthy.
Yeah.
I work a lot better whenever I am competing. When I'm under the structure, everything kind of falls in place a lot better. So for me, when I'm prepping, okay, let me say this. Like, every day that I go to work, like, there's not enough hours in the day to get everything done. Mm-hmm. And if I'm not prepping for a show, I'm like, I don't know how to fit anything else in my day. Mm-hmm. But then somehow I start prepping for a show, and I spend 2.5 hours in the gym doing cardio and lifting and getting all my meals in, and I get more productive. So I think the structure helps. For me, I just get a lot more efficient, and I work a lot better under the structure of bodybuilding. So I think it helps.
The behavior even is better.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the most disciplined sport there is.
Yeah.
And
24 hours a day.
If you stay disciplined in that, then you're going to be disciplined in all other areas. And I've noticed that with people that I've hired. I noticed it at Destination. Like, the people, I've hired some of my clients before, which is a horrible idea. And sometimes hiring friends, it's a horrible idea. I've had to fire friends, and that's fun.
Yeah.
But I've noticed the people that stick to their, prep plans, and they stick to their diet and nutrition plans, stick to their workouts, they work a lot better. Yeah. Like, they're a lot better employees. The ones that tend to cheat on their diet a lot, and
it's the same mentality they take to their life.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think as far as that goes, I do better when I'm prepping and when I'm structured in bodybuilding. Is it a distraction? It's hard. I don't know if it's a distraction, but it is a lot harder. I mean, anyone that's competed before, that life sucks at some point, and you don't have any energy. Your brain doesn't work, so it does get hard. Do
you think it adds credibility to you though?
I think so. Yeah, absolutely.
As a gym owner, as a trainer?
Absolutely. And that's another thing, you go back, how do you want to be a successful trainer? Like, you have to look the part.
Yeah.
Because I know if I go into a gym and there's some fat ass sitting over there eating Twinkies and stuff, and then there's some ripped guy that looks like he's competing in bodybuilding, I'm going to want to go to the guy that
give him the money.
Looks like he knows what he's doing. How can you get me in shape and get me results if you can't do it yourself?
Yep.
And that's not always the case. I've met some really smart people that may not look like they know what they're doing.
And some really great looking people that don't know shit.
Oh man, I've met a lot of people that look amazing then. Yeah, it's not good. Yeah. I have a story. I'm not even going to get into that. They may be listening.
Okay. But yeah, so you feel like, you putting yourself through that process, sets an example for clients, attracts people to you as a trainer, as a gym owner, et cetera.
Absolutely. And it's always, every time I do a show, it attracts more customers, whether it's training clientele or gym members. I mean, you're a walking billboard for yourself. It's marketing. But it is tough to balance it. But I think overall, like I said, I wouldn't say it's a distraction. I would say it's just challenging. Yeah. But I like a challenge.
Yeah, I know you do. We'll end this thing with a last question, which would be, the question I wrote was, what is your vision for the future of Legends? But I think I'd rather widen that up to, what is the vision for the future of TJ? What keeps you going? What's your long distance look like?
Growth, always growth. I want to grow, personally, professionally. I want to grow Legends, and I want that to be a platform. I want that to be a platform to build on, whether it's real estate, whether it's other business ventures, other kind of maybe I won't stay in the gym business. Maybe I'll have another business opportunity, but I just want to use this as a platform to get there. I think I won't say it's the same in any business, but I think if you can run a gym business, you're doing pretty good. You can run a lot of other businesses because it's one of the most challenging industries. So my vision is to continue to grow Legends. I want to expand, and I want to continue to transform and influence people. Like, I think, you talked about the reason you got into it, and mine's the same reason. It's to help people and to change lives. And if I can keep doing that, then I'm going to be successful.
Yeah, I think the higher that tally gets for you, the more successful you'll be.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Awesome, man. So if people want to get a hold of you to ask questions or come visit you at the gym, what's the best way?
You can come by Legends Gym in Rockwall, legendsgymrockwall.com. Find me on Facebook or Instagram, TJ Clark, or at TJ Clark 81. Call me, text me. Yeah, come see me. Come check out the gym, and I love this. I love fitness. I love whether you're bodybuilding or weight loss or whatever. I love to talk about it. So reach out anytime.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations again, and thanks for setting a good example for all those future TJs that are grinding the training hours and have a good business and hope to be the gym owner one day.
Right. Good luck, everybody.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, man.
Thanks, Greg.